Thank you for watching. All right, this is the Lumumba Files. We're here every Sunday live. Thank you for watching. Tonight, I have a duty to maintain. I want to help you understand and decode the strategy that Zanu PF is deploying as the election gets closer to date. I also want to help you understand how this affects MDC and any other political formation that could be in the race. This is what we're doing tonight. We all know that 2 days ago, in fact yesterday, President Emerson Mnangagwa held his first, I guess what looks like his first warm-up rally in Mutare. We're going to deal with what that means. We're also going to touch on what's happening in the MDC camp. But most importantly, as we always try to do on this show, if you didn't know something, I hope you learned something on the show. That's always the objective, to hopefully teach you something new. So let me begin by outlining and going into detail on what happened over this last weekend. There is a lot of talk, and this is where I want to begin tonight. There is a lot of big talk going on around in many political circles and many journalistic circles on what is the role of the United Kingdom in the elections happening in Zimbabwe. Big conversation. Is the United Kingdom interfering or participating in the elections currently getting prepared for in Zimbabwe? What is the answer to this question? And the question is coming from this. When President of MDC-T, the One Formation, traveled to the United Kingdom a few weeks back, he was subjected to an interview by the BBC. In this interview, he performed someone of a special class. Interview. I performed someone of a special class. But no, it's not the child that's special. It's the teacher that's special. And the teacher being the United Kingdom. So I want to deal with, was the United Kingdom involved or was the United Kingdom not involved? Let me give you some historical context. Here is what has happened with the UK. The Conservative government, which is the same government in party right now, in 1979, signed an agreement, Lancaster House, remember, with the Zanu PF government, which is the same Zanu PF in power now. These two parties and governments are the people who began the new post-independence relationship, bilateral relationship between Zimbabwe and Great Britain. Understand, it was the Conservative government and the Zanu PF government. These are ukama wavo ndopo ukatangira vanhu vanoziana. As the relationship progressed, you now have a new party that came into play in the United Kingdom. This party was called the Labour Party. It was led at the time that the relationships, I guess, went sour by Tony Blair. Understand this, Zimbabweans, when Tony Blair came into the picture, Tony Blair was like, wakamboita relationship iwewe nemkomana wako, kana iwewe nemsikana wako. Mu relationship mopinda nyaka. Makambozvira kuti mumba mopinda nyaka yemukadzi wepanze kana yemurume wepanze. Uzori mukadzi wekunze ndiano, mukadzi wepanze ano, how do I say this without kunzi ndatanga futhi. Uza mukadzi wemumba anonakira kure. Wemumba anakira kure. Asi mukadzi wepanze anakira padhuze. So what happened is Tony Blair comes into the picture. When Tony Blair gets into the picture, Tony Blair anga mukadzi wepadhuze. But anga singanakire Zanu PF, ainakira MDC. So the relationship between MDC and the United Kingdom was fostered by the Labour Party. Now you need to understand, over time as the governments interchanged in the United Kingdom, Britain has always been interested in Zimbabwe. Anybody who gives you an excuse that United Kingdom move Zimbabwe is the same, is like a person who says a girl has no interest in what her ex is up to. It's a lie. Every woman is interested in what her ex is up to. Muskana wesa kazoni ex yake yarora. Andombomira nzeve zinyowani mzeve kuita tutu pamsoro. Because everybody wants to know what their ex is up to. Zimbabwe is like Britain's ex. Britain will never stop being interested in Zimbabwe. Understand that a lot of the mineral setup and mineral structure in this country is understood by nobody else better than Britain. Rio Tinto, a British company, is one of the biggest mining houses we have in this country. The biggest platinum mining company in the country is a company called Zimplats. Zimplats is owned by a South African company called Implats, but this company's got a secondary listing in the United Kingdom. So don't tell me the British are not invested. The biggest bank in Zimbabwe is Old Mutual, which owns the bank CABS. CABS, which pretty much is invested in every major project in the country. Understand, Zimbabwe, Old Mutual is not a Zimbabwean company. Old Mutual is British finance, okay? Crown Agents recently came back into the country. Crown Agents is the company that does business on behalf of the Queen. on behalf of Her Majesty's government. Crown Agency is the company that right now is responsible for distributing all educational funds through the United Nations Global Fund. It's distributed by Crown Agents. So understand, Britain is very invested in Zimbabwe. Pasina kuti mumbama Harry Potter makapinda mweyama manororwa musikana wa Meghan. The woman who Meghan was replaced is a Zimbabwean. The British had even structured that Harry was supposed to marry a Zimbabwean, but makapinda nyaka mumba mapinda Meghan. So you know, we lost out a little. And I'll tell you how we would reverse jive it. But we lost out a little. The point I'm trying to make is Britain is very invested in Zimbabwe. But why has the United Kingdom decided to go with Emmerson Mnangagwa? I will help you understand. Every diplomat that is based at any diplomatic station is an agent of the intelligence organization from the country they are from, okay? You don't have anybody working in an embassy who is not coming from an intelligence organization. So the British embassy in Zimbabwe are intelligence operators. They have one job, which is to wake up every morning, put up different scenarios on a board that say what are the different outcomes that could come out of Zimbabwe. And should it happen in any of the various outcomes, how do we protect or how do we invest continuously in this country? How do we protect our residual interest in that country? This is what every intelligence operation does. So what has happened over the last 18 years is the British government has been looking at two people in particular. They had already made up their minds about Mugabe, that Mugabe cannot be the person who re-engages the West. They had made up their minds. The British had then gone to the Americas under Tony Blair and George Bush to convince America to take the same stance, hence Zidera. And then the British had also gone to Europe to convince Europe to take the same stance, hence the European sanctions. Britain is the one that set the undertone or that set the direction of if we are going to have sanctions or not going to have sanctions. It's Britain that is interested in Zimbabwe. So Britain is very involved. But over the last 18 years, they've been paying attention to two people. Person number one, the British created the project called Morgan Tsvangirai. They wanted Morgan Tsvangirai to take over the country. And they were ready to engage and move forward with Morgan Tsvangirai. The British were, okay? But not just the British. Zimbabweans were ready. Zimbabweans were ready for Morgan Tsvangirai. To be honest, I am one of those people who just had never said, Nyangwe, come rain, come thunder, Morgan Tsvangirai can never rule me. Nandakangoramba, because, you know, I'm intellectually gifted, intellectually, amongst other things. I'm intellectually gifted. So I'm intellectually gifted. God rest his soul. But I challenge because the dandaram right tonga rabaranga dandaram redu. Morgan Tsvangirai was the chosen child by the United Kingdom. If Morgan Tsvangirai did not work, if the idea or the concept of the project did not work, their second alternative was Emmerson Mnangagwa. The British had been looking at Emmerson Mnangagwa for a long time. Every time they failed to get through to Robert Mugabe, they went to Emmerson Mnangagwa. And Emmerson Mnangagwa always knew that his time is coming, so he started engaging for the future. Okay, so they were investing in Emmerson Mnangagwa. Let me help you understand how investing in a candidate works. Have you ever met a girl at a date? And in order for you to lose about uzoshika, but unotanga ombo investor nekutenga ice cream, ombo investor nekutenga Brazilian wig, ombo investor nekutenga imwe yacho country wig, Indian, Asian, all of them, my Asian wig, uchitengera baby. But plan yako ndiye kuti say ukunyangira akamgaga. Pono ngomita akamgaga. Once yapinda relationship aditi. Once relationship yapinda. So Britain has been doing this. Because Britain was simply trying to make sure kurangwa akamgaga yakwana vaita akamgaga. Emmerson Mnangagwa has been under their purview for a long time. The trouble that then happened is this. The British never expected Chamisa to rise up so quickly. Okay? So it's not that Chamisa is a bad candidate. It's not that they don't like Chamisa. It's that Chamisa came too early. They needed to deal with Tsvangirai. But then Tsvangirai avaroa pasi. Those need avaroa pasi. Chamisa. Now the problem they have with Chamisa is they don't understand Chamisa. They don't know Chamisa. They don't know what he stands for. They don't know his language. They don't know his terms. But most importantly, they don't know his handlers. Ma British van panika kana vasiro kuku handler. Emmerson Mnangagwa is ripe for the British because they understand him, not because he plays to their tune. They don't understand him because he plays to their tune. They understand him because they know what he stands for. Okay? The British understand that Emmerson Mnangagwa is like the woman wa ukarora kudara for 18 years. Unoziya inoitika mausiku kana magetsa adzima. Hambo vakakurovera staira. Mukadzi we 18 years ndosaka ndati anonakira chi kure. Because they were 18 years. So they understand what they're getting from President Emmerson Mnangagwa. The problem is the new girl, Kamchacharika. They don't know what to expect from Chacharika. Anokurovera yonke yoke, okupukuta pukuta, okugeza geza. Sokutweka unokotaza uziya unoita kumokotorekera kwenda kumba. Ndotambudziko rekamchacharika. This is where the handicap that the president of MDC party has. But hold up. I know what you're thinking. I know what you're saying. I am going to deal with it. So here comes. The British have now said, how do we show Emmerson Mnangagwa we support him? How do we show him? For those who don't know how to show him. Wakambona boys in the area, kana girls in the area, you don't know we're just friends. Huh? Have you ever heard that line? She's just my friend. Or she's just my cousin. And yet, Acie, I would never date Acie, never. He's my friend. I can even be naked in front of Acie. What is your squad? Stimiroro. Guys, vari kukunyepera yivaskana vaivaya hakuna chini chinonzi he is just my friend. Every affair started as a conversation. Every affair hakuna affair yakatanga nongozi ngati jambire pambeda yese yakatanga ne how are you? Are you my friend? I'm your friend. Can we be there for me? I am there for you. Are you my friend? I am your friend. I am in need. Me too. Can I touch? Just a little. Can I go in? Just a little. Until yato hagagaga. My brother Zimbabwean. So the British are holding hands with Emmerson. They are in the bedroom with Emmerson. They have the lights off with Emmerson. The door is closed with Emmerson. But when you walk into the door and you switch on the lights and people are holding each other, you say, oh, Britain, Emmerson, what are you doing? They say, we're just friends, just talking. This is not what it looks like. It is exactly what it looks like, okay? If it looks like friendship, if it looks like together, it is together, upon. This is what's happening. This is the reality of what's happening between the United Kingdom and Zimbabwe. Now, the United Kingdom would never have allowed Standard Bank to send $100 million of investment for the private sector in Zimbabwe if they didn't want to give Emmerson Mnangagwa a boost up. And I will help you understand why this is the case. In 2008, the same Britain put Zimbabwe on sanctions so that companies in Zimbabwe could not trade out of Zimbabwe. Zidera put sanctions on companies in Zimbabwe so that we could not trade. They told American companies, if you trade in Zimbabwe, we are blacklisting you because you were not allowed to touch Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe was a black child. Now they are all opening doors. They have endorsed Zimbabwe. But to the Nelson Chamisa supporters, I know right now, I can't see the comments, but I bet you're all saying CCC. I bet you're all saying nothing intellectual at the moment because this is what tends to happen when you can't find an intellectual argument to what is actually happening. You end up going to sensationalism. CCC. Ins why I can also help you. Let me help you. President Nelson Chamisa is not out of the game yet. Okay? Nelson Chamisa, listen to me. You are not out of the game yet, but you have to get rid of the dead weight. The trouble Nelson Chamisa is having is you are resurrecting dead politicians. You are a young politician. Kudos. You are a fast politician. Kudos. Tambudziko rako nderekuti you are carrying dead weight. Tendai Biti was as good a politician. Washman Ngube was as good a politician. You went and you resurrected them for the why. For the that, when you now have them next to you, they are now dead weight for you. Nelson Chamisa, you are a bullet wonder star. You are a superstar. In 5 years from now, I have no doubt you will be a mean politician to contend with. But right now, Nelson, right now you've got dead weight. You can't argue with Zanu PF and say Zanu PF is dead weight when you are carrying dead weight too. You can't argue with Zanu PF and say you have no women when you have no women too. You can't argue with Zanu PF and say you have no youth when you have no youth too. You are carrying dead weight, and this is the handicap you're currently struggling with. But I want to move on to something else. The rallies today. I don't think Zanu PF or Emmerson Mnangagwa, with all the support he's got, has this election in the bag yet. I think he is doing well. I think right now, but here is what happened in Mutare. If you look at what happened in Murambinda yesterday, Joseph Chinotimba, the MP of Buhera, held a rally in Murambinda Central, up a growth point. In Murambinda Central, I have been in Zanu PF for a long time. I have never seen a rally as solid as what Joseph Chinotimba did in Murambinda. Okay? Joseph Chinotimba did Murambinda. Agarowa Murambinda, ndotaka ndapinda nini danzi, takava naye kure kwa Murambinda, kuya harare. Tijiridamu wana, achari chengeta. Buhera. Mkomana huku Buhera. Ashaina. Zanu PF needs to understand. Morgan Changirai is from Buhera, okay? Joseph Chinotimba is from Buhera. Joseph Chinotimba today did good by the people of Buhera. He did incredible for President Emmerson Mnangagwa. I cannot take anything away from that. The problem on the same day is President Emmerson Mnangagwa then went to the stadium to have a rally. Now everybody around me has told me, who is in Zanu PF, have tried to convince me that President Emmerson Mnangagwa did wonderful at the stadium. Varuva president, vaseva. And I've said, you are missing the point. It's not about what the president did at the stadium. I have been at that stadium when Zanu PF has had rallies many years. In 2013, President Robert Mugabe held 2 rallies in Manicaland. The first rally was at Marange, total sold out. The second rally was at Aerodrome, total sold out because the stadium was even too small. President Emmerson Mnangagwa had a rally at a stadium. Fine, it was full, but it was not brimming to capacity. The stadium was not brimming to capacity, and this is a problem. I wish Zanu PF would stop Kusifonera and tell the president that the president did great. He did some things beautifully at the rally. Munuwesa anga chena. Munuwesa te apo hembe nyowani nasine Zanu PF kuchena. Ile game ya kuchena chena ayanga ile fashion contest. Ayo watanga chena. Maskafa anga kabuda, ma t-shirt anga kabuda, ma cape anga kabuda, chingwa changa saramu dumbu, vanhu vanga wakaguta. Rally ya vanhu vakaguta unoiona. Unaona rally ya vanhu vakaguta. Rally ya vanhu vakaguta. Vanga vachitadzira kana dance, ranga rakaguta dance. Angasi dance re president ndo wanga wachiro because mazoro president vari kumanager yavo diet because baba yapanda uchimanager diet ukasapa manager diet nyika inopera baba unopukuta nyika sa president wanga wachimanager diet usaka wanga wachiro but rimwe squad dress. Did you see how General Chiwenga was dancing today? When you finish watching this, go and look at how General Chiwenga was dancing today. That yanga condition pomodeva doing condition dance. But General Watamba, because Varufara, Munuwese Angachifara, but the numbers are not right yet. The problem Zanu PF has in Manicaland is this. 2008, we were whitewashed in Manicaland and it was an MDC province. So understand kamweya ke MDC karimu Manicaland. MDC yakato kamweya ke MDC karimu Manicaland. Karimu kamweya. In order to do kamweya ke MDC, you have to entrench yourself in Manicaland. Right now, we have a situation where Zanu PF has more seats in Manicaland than MDC. But Masisa Takamatora Maimanje, hazard. The people of Manicaland are the trickiest people perhaps outside of Maschingo. You know what Blawayo is a whitewash. Blawayo found to regulate some candidate says Zanu PF. But Manicaland, we need to deal with Manicaland. Now here's what you will find. Manicaland Central will determine what happens in Manicaland outside. So what happens in Sakuva will affect Nyanga North and Nyanga South. What happens in Rusape, what happens in Headlands in Mutasa will affect what's happening on the outer skirts of Manicaland. We have to control Manicaland. You have a big problem in Marange. This is the problem in Marange. Whether Zanu PF admits it or Zanu PF does not admit it, Marange has an orbit mpofu problem. Orbit mpofu problem. The people of Marange are the people who feel the $15 billion more than anyone else. I am not saying Obet Mpofu is responsible, but I'm saying that problem has been made synonymous with Obet Mpofu. Until ED cleanses Obet Mpofu, ED has got to cleanse Obet Mpofu. I don't know if Obet stole the 15 billion or not. I don't know. I wasn't there. I just know it was stolen. Mugabe would know better. But until we deal with that, Marange will cause us the first problem. Once Marange causes us that first problem, already Chris Mushovaga to try election, we enter many other problems. So Zanu PF, my note to you, as far as Manicaland is concerned, is well done, President Emmerson Mnangagwa. You are now in the game. You're doing something very different from Chamisa. Here's why it's different. Chamisa is also pulling the numbers, but the difference between Emmerson Mnangagwa's strategy and Nelson Chamisa's strategy is Emmerson Mnangagwa is doing everything he can to separate himself from Robert Mugabe. Nelson Chamisa is doing everything he can to attach himself to Morgan Tsvangirai. Therein lies the problem, okay? Ajite, you are a new person. It's a new start center. Emmerson Mnangagwa is deliberately making sure that he undoes Mugabe. Why was Mugabe hated? Mugabe was hated niye mapurisa ake. Mugabe was hated niye kurova vanhu. Mugabe was hated niye kunyima yekudya ega nemukadzi wake. Emmerson anodya nemukadzi wake nevakadzi vamwe vanhu nevakadzi boys rake vakadzi vomunhu wese vari kudya. Ma mistress ese akudya. Because Emmerson Mnangagwa will make sure your mistress and his will eat. I mean, your mistress and his not mistress. President now, not mistress. You know what I mean? I'm not kunyura. Daughter as Emmerson Mnangagwa was first lady, but in my first lady, I can't call them your first ladies because we all know they're not your first ladies. You people are just yaka in town. So, but varuguluma and President varukubatsirai kuti mudye mese isataka. It's a party. So this is what he is doing. He's making sure everybody eats. Now, Nelson Chamisa, on the other hand, has a handicap, and his handicap is, at every point, he must bring up Morgan Tsvangirai. He must bring up that he's continuing Morgan Tsvangirai's legacy. Nelson Chamisa, you have to become your own man. These are heavy boots to fill. You can't do it. You can't fill the boots of another man. So I'm going to underpendre umwe murume kwana. Aumbofoka kwana underpendre umwe murume. Fekara kuwega. President Nelson Chamisa, your saving grace or your saving hope is you become your own man and you stand by yourself. Run your own race. People love you, Nelson, but they also love Tsvangirai. Don't make them have to end up saying, I love Tsvangirai, so I love Chamisa. No, let them vote for you on behalf of Tsvangirai, but be your own man. Don't be afraid to make hard decisions. If you watch the MDC primaries right now, chaos. Pure chaos, okay? Whichever direction you look at it, yakashata kunge fesia yani ndiyani munhu akashata munowaziva vanhu vakashata but kwete yagonyeti but yegonyeti bhazi kwete gonyeti munhu yakashata structure kunge gonyeti anonakira nebenzi. So in order to fix this, look at your party, Mr. President, and understand hard decisions have to be made. Get rid of the dead weight. Usanyengerere Jesse uya. Jesse ande munazakana basa. Garove pasi Jesse. Pinza Joanna mamombe. Don't get me ripo. So this is what's taking place. This is my interpretation of what's happening between the two parties and their strategies. I think President Emmerson Mnangagwa is entrenching his plan. The reason why President Emmerson Mnangagwa has not been doing as many rallies as President Nelson Chamisa is here's politics 101. When you're trying to enchant the people you want to use, the way you deal with is this, okay? You give them something to focus on and you make them question you about that thing. So what Emmerson Mnangagwa, the president, has done is he's giving you madiri ake. He's gone and gotten his fingers in all manner of deals. Look, of course, pa madiri paipera, pachatoro wa big. Standard. Kupachatoro wa big. But that's besides the point. The point is wa madiri pa 100 meter, tunosara tabata ochi, and muwapano announce ukuthi kwa announce ukuthi UK kwasayini 100 million pounds phayinoshika uZimbabwe inenge 80 million pounds. That's okay. At least about 80 million 28 wamudenga kaichekwa kudya apana arikubasa kuzuri kujiwa. Understand, he is going after what he wants us to focus on. Nelson, on the other hand, is doing rallies. So we end up focusing on his rallies, talking about his rallies. Don't do rallies anymore, Mr. President. Focus on what you want us to focus on. Go and secure the cash, secure the white. Critical element of people you must be talking to, the white farmers. The only people who can put money into MDC now is not the people watching this video. Vanogu diaspora will clap hands, will comment, but they will not give money to MDC for MDC to rise up. They only need 1 million people to give them $10 each for them to have $10 million. They only need 1 million people. If MDC has 1 million supporters giving them $20 each, that's $20 million. But they won't. Who will give it to you? Former white farmers. This is where, Mr. Chamisa, I think you need to pay your attention to and where I think you need to go. Okay? But that's a lot of the serious stuff. I want to go into a bit of the lighter stuff. So let me read some of your comments so we can deal with some of the lighter stuff happening in this world. Okay, so I'm speaking to the camera, guys, so forgive me because I won't be able to see your comments. That's a lot of the serious stuff. Okay, so let's see. Comments. Okay, so it left UK $100 million, 100 million. Yeah, I mean, look, guys, the issue of money changing, Zimbabweans stop acting like it's bizarre. Kuti cash inorowa. Imi, Zimbabwe, cash inorowa, Zimbabwe. Atina we bastardize currencies. This is why the South Africans don't want us to touch their rand. If you give us the US dollar, we bastardize it. If you give us bearer's check, we bastardize it. Treasury bill, bastardize it. Bond note, bastardize it. When people say, what currency do you use? You should say, we are just a bastard economy. We bastardize anything that we touch of an economy. Anyway, so Zanu PF is started its campaigns. They're now in full force. I want to give a special recognition tonight to Zek. Over the years, Zek has always gotten a hard time. You know, Zek is like Manoya named Skanzwa. You know, when I was growing up, right? I was that kid. My mother would always have people say, when she comes to school, Manoya no gona chikoro, but anem Skanzwa. I was that kid. Kuti Mskanzwa cheteka, we knew my praise kuchikoro. Ndagatora number 1 from the front. Nandine Mskanzwa, but nandine mwana igona chikoro. This is the story of Zek. Zek, Zimbabwe Electoral Commission, mwana angane Mskanzwa. Zek ndo yaibika ma results ka. I remember rigging with Zek. Zek must never say they don't rig. Rita Makarau and I have a bond, a relationship where we used to rig. So tai riga my election. Takaita sorry, riga futi, takaita sorry. I can tell you a number of people who have rigged the election. Mukupe, I rigged the election. Salera Magari Epwith, I rigged the election. Vakawanda rigged the election. Mugas within that hour. But Zanu PF, Kwakutor Kupasa, Zek was the crescendo of rigging. However, Zek is starting to reform itself. You cannot fault Zek. I mean, I want to, give some likes for Zek, please. Just give some likes for Zek. Because everything we've been asking of Zek of so far, even though it has come slowly, Zek irukupagomana, Zek yaguchinja. Imbopoma like with Zek. Now you can even check your voter registration status using a USSD. Oh, the star, chagudi. Register for that dimunozia. Is that not register for that because chi? Tagafuda udara. Tagafuda in the old Zek. Saka marizause old Zek kasi watu bakarawa alakuenda. Yeah, you are repeating of the election. Tagafuda udara. But yeah, give some likes to Zek, please. Like for Zek. Like for Zek. Good, thank you. Zek has been doing a good job. So right now, if you're the verification exercise is taking place. If you haven't had a chance to register to vote, I encourage you to register to vote. And I'll tell you why you must register to vote. Don't register to vote because your friends are registering to vote or because it's the cool thing to do or you're being told to register to vote. Register to vote because it's your responsibility to register to vote. It's not a right. It's not your right to vote. It's your responsibility to decide what happens to your own life. Ukaona muna asinga register kuvota, apfeke kondo. Ukaona muna asina register kuvota, unopfeka kondomi wewe. haapfeke kondomu munhu asina kurejista kuvhota, haapfeke ichiuya kwaari kana ichiita outlet, zvese ina out, haapfeke kondomu munhu asina kurejista kuvhota. Ndatokuudza iso ini zii semunhu mukuru, even ari kudiaspora asina kurejista kuvhota. Okay, the president announced at his rally that in the next 2 weeks he'll be telling us what the election date is. Remember, the constitution of the country says the announcement of the date is according to section 158 of the constitution, and it outlines that within a 30-day period from the last time you had an election, the president is supposed to give an election date. What happens when the president announces the date of an election is, first of all, parliament is dissolved, which means we no longer have parliament. We no longer have this idiot. Anand Zanu, the idiot. Guys, tell me the idiot, those who are watching. We know this idiot in parliament, the parliament idiot. Come on, someone please tell me. I'm forgetting his name. Temba Melissa will no longer be there when the president announces. So, no problem. In 2 weeks, the president solves all of your problems. Temba Melissa anenga in parliament and now not chairo ne kurigirwa na Chris Mtswangwa one time. But that's what happened. The parliament will be dissolved. The nomination court will then open. The nomination court is the court that accepts or denies any candidature. So all candidates would have to go to the nomination court. Now the nomination court also says that nema criminal record. Saka nema criminal manyoa na asara ma president ese ma president nyika ezvezvi akasara nema criminal. Atiziye kuti kunopona ani ku nomination court. But yeah, so that's what happens when the nomination court opens, and then we pretty much prepare ourselves to go for elections. When we go to elections, it becomes to the best man win, right? I mean, then the best man wins. So I really hope people have registered to vote. Zek is the only one announced to talk about elections when that time comes. So when that time comes, Zek will guide us through to the final finish line. But yes, Zimbabwe, how are you feeling about elections? I hope you're feeling okay. I know that this weekend a lot of you were busy. There was the royal wedding, okay? The trouble I have with this royal wedding, I have a challenge with this royal wedding. Everyone keeps telling me that the lady who got married in Britain is black. I don't know which black you people know. I don't know. I don't know. I've done it. I don't know. I don't know which black you know. Akuna black isiri black. I did it. You can't convince me that inini vanhu vandinoona muroad nemuna ndaona pa TV arora Prince Harry, my boy. It's not okay. Now, this is how I know that everyone is wrong. You don't have a wedding with a black person and there's no more steps. There was no more steps. Panambona steps. Imi dress ready up and that only cross my heart. Apana ma steps ajatabu up. Apa do pasu ndomboro wa step up. Apana ndombolo irikubuda apa anti avabudise ndombola. Ukatarisa muchuno wavo. Akusukuti muchuno wakaonda. Beva akaonda. Aneka mchuno katete. But beva anonyongonya kamchuno kaikayaka. Unoona kuti apa panoro ma step up. Anti avarowe ma steps vava ndaramba hakuna mchato waitwa ku England unonzi ndewe ku Africa. It's not right. That even Megan, who is Megan? Have you ever heard a black person anonzi Megan? Megan what? Megan who? Megan where? It's a lie. Hakuna kana makarada apana nema stay kuti Megan. So, I don't know about this wedding. The manifesto, they launched the best manifesto. The best manifesto in the country right now was launched by Zanu PF in Harare yesterday. It was the best manifesto. You know what happened? How you know it was the best manifesto? You know, that was the best manifesto. Apana kana chakaitika. Well, dear Wangu Jeche, Zanu PF is my person. But I want to close by saying this. What I love about manifestos is the one thing missing, why I think Chamisa still has a chance. And I want you to know this, Chamisa, you have a very big chance. Why I think Chamisa still has a chance is President Emmerson Mnangagwa has not yet found his catching punchline. Remember, Rambama Kashinga, that was a punchline. Boram Gedi, that was the punchline. Chinjai Maitiro, that was the punchline. EDP is not a punchline because it's a personification of a country. ED is my vote is not a punchline. CCC is not a punchline. Chamisa Chete Chete is not a punchline. None of them have punchlines yet. Acha any punchline, Acha winner. Now let me help you understand how the punchlines work. Inenge resi, ye athletics. Wakambotamba athletics uruchkoro. Inanjiri athletics captain form 1 to form 4 now. That's for form 4. Panika repeat and they have to captain. They have to put in the lower 6 and upper 6. Either way, the Andri captain. This is how a relay works in athletics. These teams need to pick who are their relay runners. So let me tell you how this election is going to work according to the relay runners. You're going to have in lane number 1 of the relay, you've got Chamisa. Chamisa is in lane number 1 of the relay. He's got his team. He's got his team. But the first person who is going to start off the relay for Chamisa is going to be Joanna Mamombe. Joanna Mamombe is the first person on the relay. She's holding the relay. Sini. Chaboko. Joanna Mamombe akabala Chaboko MDC. And then you have in Zanu PF lane. Zanu PF lane. First one. Akabata Chiningirigini. Chamboko Chia. Chakabatwana. Supermandi 1-0. Supermandi 1-0. Supermandi 1-0. Supermandi 1-0 akabata. Chesi Mamombe, Supermandi 1-0. Chesi Mamombe, Supermandi 1-0. So guys, on your marks, get set. Wait. Masia squad Red Zungu. Rovaraya squad Red Zungu. Rovarati, inipekutanga pana. Linda Basarira. Oh, yeah, Linda. Yakwana line up. And go. Second button, leading the race of the first button. You've got Linda Masarira with all her confusion. Leading the race, Linda Masarira is about to hand over the baton, and guess who is about to receive the baton? The baton is going to Obeti Gutu akapeka grass because I don't want to soro akega. Obeti Gutu atora. Obeti Gutu is going. Argu checka. Ikona gaeji number 2. Argu checka. And then aba MDC yashika. Washika Joanna Mamombe remero because Joanna Mamombe heavy set. Ashika heavy set Joanna. Apa Douglas Monzora. Heavy set. Uyashika Supermandi 1-0 finally got there. Supermandi 1-0 baba. Obam Chinguri. To everyone's surprise, Obam Chinguri overtake one vese. The most confused Zanu PF Politburo member who today will say Mugabe must go. Changirai must go. Chamisa must go. Emerson must go. Apua button sticky Simon Kayamoyo. Here goes Simon. Now Simon is about to get to the end. Guess who Simon sees? Simon is now leading on the this one, the third bend. Third one, Simon gives General Gouveia. But General, you know, when you're running athletics, everyone is in position. General waits for it. General receives it. General, run, General, General Vagabata. General Mamirire, I'm waiting for the others. I'm a general, I can't leave others behind. General Wahuya, apateti baton siki MGC ya upoa. 10 IBT apoa baton. Uko kumwatu kwa zungu wa kurupoa. Va recruiter rimwe zungu riran gavendi. Kosana moyo apoa. Now you've got January 10 IBT. Kosana moyo. January vamos go. General gavaende. Vachienda general vari skuna. Vavodonezwa pasive zavo. General vakufamba zvavo general. No general vakura vangaramba vachimhanya. Vakufamba general vakufamba takusvika pamafinisher. MDC akusumuka biti. Ataura chirungu chake chihombe chacho arichemera referee. Biti asvika apa Chamisa wakutonza mdara. Chamisa bullet train. Rakuya bullet train. Uko kwapuwa tokozani kupenga. Tokozani kupe akuya kupenga. Akuya kumanya. So you've got Nelson Chamisa thokozani kupe general vaona kuti ED zvinogona kuvanetsa kanzi ED don't run. ED already general, what's going on? ED don't run. I am commanding you, don't run. The whole country is watching. The whole country is wondering what on earth is happening. The general is telling ED not to worry, not to panic. General then simply says, guess who he gives it to? The United Kingdom government. The United Kingdom government simply takes over. Game over. Zimbabwe, thank you for watching. See you next week. My name is Lumumba. Pow, 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 pow. Is it off? Hi guys, thank you for supporting the Lumumba Files. To make sure you don't miss a show, press the subscribe button below and the notification button, that's the one with the little bell, and you will always get told when I put up a show. Thank you for watching. Head bowed.